Look at all the crazy, amazing things that you can do with this type of meal prep. Your portions are already figured out. You can save yourself a few bucks by adding in your own protein. Here I'm using beef, but you can use chicken. You do not have to do any guesswork at all with this type of meal prep, y'all. That's why I love it so much. Heck yeah, we making some bomb food. Welcome back to the Fit Man Cook Kitchen. Today I'm gonna show you one of my favorite ways to do meal prep with some skewers. That's right, I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna show you how to do it, the best proteins to use, the best veggies to use, and at the end of the video, I want you to stay tuned because I am going to show you all the one simple hack, the one simple thing that people neglect doing and then wonder why their meal prep is not so great on the next day or just 2 days later. All right, if you're ready to hop into the video, let's get started. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna tell you why this meal prep works, but the first thing we gotta do is we gotta prep the skewers because these have got to soak for about 20 to 30 minutes before we put them into the oven. Skewers come in various sizes and I just got this bulk long kind, but here's the way I like to do mine. Here is the large baking tray that I'm gonna be using. Before adding the racks, I like to add some parchment paper. I use the racks because it is going to allow the air to circulate all the way underneath and also above, so that way you don't have to rotate the kebabs unless you really want to. The goal is to be able to stack the skewers like this on the sheet pan, but if you do it, as you see, they're just way too long for that. If this is gonna be a grab and go option, then the skewer needs to be able to fit inside of your meal prep container, so make sure that you're measuring for that as well. And you see the two skewers, they fit comfortably stacked on top of each other. Now for the soaking, I'm gonna add some water to it as well as the skewers. Let these soak as you prep everything else. With the most time sensitive part out of the way, let me just break down the 3 main reasons why I really like this kebab type of meal prep. Number 1, the cleanup. There's only one sheet pan. That's the only thing that you have to clean up. The second reason is for portion control. Each skewer is already portioned out, is already rationed for how much protein you want per meal. And 3, it's the flexibility. You can have chicken on rice in one night, you have chicken in a burrito on the next night, you can have steak in a salad. And again, the best thing is that each skewer is portioned out for your meals and for your macros. So the most important thing to remember when you're talking about meats is that fat is your friend. The leaner the cut is, the more susceptible it is to dry out under high heat in the oven. You want to be able to cook everything at the same temperature at the exact same time, so you don't have to go in and out of pulling things in and out of the oven. So for chicken, you want chicken thighs and not chicken breasts. The thighs have more fat, they don't dry out, and they actually taste better the next day. Breasts can pretty much taste like dry bread by Tuesday. If you're a breast person, totally get it. You want that leanness. So here are 2 things that you can consider doing. The first thing is you can dry brine the chicken so that way it has a little bit more flavor in case you overcook it. And then the second thing you can do is just to reduce the cook time from, let's say, 20 minutes to 15 minutes. Now for beef, I'm using, I don't know why I just did that, but I'm using some flank steak. Even though this is considered a leaner protein, it's got long grains, and so it's enough fat to stay tender, so it'll hold up to a 20-25 minute cook without it going full leather. Now, if your store has flat meat, it's also called bavette. It's the same cut of family, it's half the price though, and also skirt steak works well too. And since we're here, if you want to swap from beef, you can try 2 other proteins, pork and lamb. The cut that you want in both of those is going to be the shoulders. Okay, now let's talk veggies. The same concept applies here. We want a comfortable 20 minute cook window. So the veggies need to be able to hold their shape on a skewer and not just dump water and create steam everywhere. Zucchini and yellow squash are my defaults. They cook evenly, they take seasoning very well, they give you that nice char on the outside. The yellow squash especially also gives you a color contrast on the skewer that just reads better visually. Remember, we eat with our eyes first. Red bell pepper. This is gonna sweeten as it chars. Believe it or not, it actually holds its shape better than the green bell peppers. Red onion. With the red onion, it's gonna caramelize a little in the oven to give you a nice sweet note. And then the white onion, it works well too. It's optional, but I like to use both in this prep so that they can be stacked between the veggies. There are two other veggies that I did not mention and that aren't included here. The first one is going to be cremini mushrooms. They hold their shape very well. They take on the flavor, whatever you're seasoning it, very well. And they have minimal shrinkage too on the kebab. And the second one, which may be surprising to some people, would be cherry tomatoes. If you are going to use them, place them on the ends of the skewers. They do hold their shape pretty well. And here are a few that I just try to stay away from. It's not a rule. Broccoli, you're not going to see on mine. And eggplant. Broccoli is going to burn up before everything else cooks. It's very susceptible to heat. Eggplant is only good if you salt it first. Otherwise, when you add it to that skewer, even though it may soften just a little bit, it's going to be very bitter. Now for the seasoning, I just kept it simple. I'm using my own spice blend. So the base seasoning for the chicken is going to be the land urban garlic. But for one of them, I'm going to have Gold Rush barbecue, and the other one, I'm going to have smoky sriracha. Both will give me sweet and salty, but one of them is going to give me a kick. Beef gets Taco Titan, plus a little sea salt. And since beef can take more direct seasoning than chicken, I'm letting that one stand on its own. For the veggies, I'm using land and garlic, but I'm also adding a splash of vinegar. The vinegar is going to help to brighten and liven this, so every bite you're going to get the veggie and also this deep herbaceous flavor. Now for this next part in making the kebabs, you will need a scale and a calculator or just your cabeza. Now on the topic of portioning, you should know that this is pretty much the same for virtually every single animal protein. Raw versus cooked, the protein per ounce is not the same. When meat cooks, it loses water, not protein. The protein per ounce is going to go up after you cook it. Generally between 20 to 25% of water is lost once you cook a protein. Raw weight times 0.75 is going to give you the cook weight, or another way that you can look it up is that if you have the cook weight, you can divide that by 0.75. And for the veggies, I don't really measure out anything, I just fill up the skewers. We got our skewers ready to go into the oven. We're going to start to roast these at 420 for 20-25 minutes. If you want to rotate the skewers in the oven, you can, but the more impactful thing to do would just be to rotate the entire pan, since part of the oven gets hotter than others. So when you rotate it, you ensure that all of the skewers get that same amount of heatness, same amount of heat. Yeah, well, you know what I'm trying to say. All right, into the oven they go. Before we hop back in today's video, if you are looking for meal prep ideas, I invite you to check out my mix and match meal prep. This one is the most popular. Take 5 ingredients, prep them, and then I show you how to mix and match them. Check it out if you're looking for something fresh, new, exciting. I know you're gonna love it. Okay, back to today's video. Fresh out of the oven, as this cools down, here is the tip that I wanna share. It's very simple. Let your food cool down before you add it to a container. Hot food in a sealed container produces steam. The steam condenses on the lid. Then all the condensed water on the lid, it drops down onto the food. All that hard-earned work for your protein, it continues to cook inside of the container, which dries it out. Let your food cool down 15-20 minutes and then place it inside of your food containers. Look at all the crazy, amazing things that you can do with this type of meal prep. Your portions are already figured out. You can buy a chopped salad from the store or from a restaurant. You can save yourself a few bucks by adding in your own protein. And if you don't want a salad, what about a wrap? Here I'm using beef, but you can use chicken. Get you a can of beans, of lentils, and you can add vegetables. You can add chicken in there, boost the protein content even more. A cucumber salad with some avocado and some chicken. Perfect, satisfying low-carb meal with portions already ready. You do not have to do any guesswork at all with this type of meal prep, y'all. That's why I love it so much. If you found this video helpful and my channel helpful, I invite you to smash that like button below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.